And listen, let's jump into this next one. Some of you perhaps have been paying attention to what's happening with the Los Angeles Dodgers. It's quite shocking what's going on. And you're also aware of the fact that here at Washington Watch over the past few weeks, we've been highlighting corporate brands like Target, Bud Light, whatever, for all the LGBT ideology that they've embraced. And we've been trying to deal with it head on and from a biblical perspective. And when it comes to professional sports, you have some sports like the National Hockey League, for example. They seem to have learned their lesson as it relates to Pride Month, at least. There's been at least 6 different NHL teams that have backed out of celebrating. But Major League Baseball is a little bit different story, specifically the Los Angeles Dodgers. They don't appear to have learned any lessons. They're moving forward with plans for tomorrow night to honor a group that literally mocks Catholic nuns, and they perform all sorts of profane performances. And, of course, that has sparked a backlash, even from some of their own players. Well, here to discuss this with me is Chris Gacek. He's a senior fellow for regulatory affairs here at Family Research Council. Chris, thank you so much for joining me this evening on the program. Good to have you.
Oh, you're welcome. It's good to be here.
All right, so let's first talk about this group called the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. I mean, just the name kind of makes the hair stand up on your back. First of all, these are not sisters, but the concept of perpetual indulgence, who are these people?
Well, the sisters are gay trans men. This organization has existed since 1979. And so I just want to make something clear. They mock in the most demeaning sexual manner you can imagine Christianity, the cross, everything about Jesus, but they specifically target and make fun of aspects of Catholicism because of they wear, parody of nuns' habits and mock nuns and women who've consecrated their lives to religious causes and disciplines. So that's sort of, it's almost impossible to describe how vile this group is, and to think that. And I went to graduate school in the Bay Area, and so I was kind of aware of them, for many years. To think that the Dodgers, this is in this great old franchise in Chavez Ravine, this fantastic old stadium, would bring these people there on Pride Night, which is tomorrow, June 16th, at Dodger Stadium, and give them a place of honor. Apparently, they're going to be given some kind of an award. I think this is going to be the most calamitous branding catastrophe. It'll make the Bud Light, and Target and all this. I can't even imagine how horrible the photographs are going to be. So
yeah, a great point, Chris, because here is a state and an organization, if we can bring it down, that's doing this in the name of tolerance, and yet there is nothing tolerant about this. As you described, this is a group of individuals who are criticizing specifically, purposefully, intentionally Christianity and everything that we hold dear, and specifically Catholicism, right, but everything that is Christian, and yet the Dodgers are saying, oh, come on in. I agree with you. I think this is going to be catastrophic for them.
I'll just reiterate. I know most of our audience were Protestants. I'm a Protestant. I'm not a Catholic. But this is what these people stand for is a broad stroke attack on everything Christian. So the fact that the vehicle that they choose is their particular grievance against the Catholic Church and certain aspects of it, do not make this mistake. They mock the cross. They mock communion wafers. Every church has communion, right? Or bread, as you might say in some places. Everything about everything they do is sexual and deviant. So I can't imagine what the Dodgers must be thinking. They must just think that the Catholics are going to roll over now, or Christians are going to roll over. And I think that that's not true. There's going to be a march tomorrow. But one thing that was a very good piece of news this week, the Catholic Bishops' Conference here in D.C. issued a public letter. And I just want to make another point about this, is how tone-deaf and horrible this is. So I'm told by my Catholic friends that tomorrow is an extremely important Catholic holiday. It's called the Solemnity of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. So it's the same day that this gay pride event is going on. For the Dodgers to be doing this on that day is particularly horrific. And then in the bishop's letter, they wrote something I just think is very poignant, and I'll just read it. Now, there's technical language, so I've got it in a quote here. But the Catholic bishops asked the public to pray the litany of the Sacred Heart and make an act of reparation for the spiritual damage that this event will inflict on the souls of Christians in Los Angeles, right? I mean, that's how serious.
We've got about 30 seconds, Chris.
I'm sorry. I'm finished. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's just, it's unbelievable. Well, fortunately, there's some pushback among players.
Yes.
There's pushback from the community in spite of the Dodgers honoring these people. In fact, the state legislature honored these people last month, didn't they? Yeah.
Trevor Williams of the team here in D.C., the Nationals, is a devout Catholic, and he made a fantastic statement on his Twitter account. If you want to read it, go read it. He's a great man.
Chris Gacek, thank you so much for joining us on Washington Watch. We appreciate you staying on top of this issue.
You're welcome.